6.6 is done. So Vidur Shimataji has been humbled. We will do 6.7 today. So we'll do 6.7, 6.8 and 6.9 today. What did we do last time?
6 friends of the mind.
Wow, 6 friends of the mind. So you can raise your hand. We'll do a quick revision. What are the 6 friends of the mind? What's the first friend? Who's the first friend of the mind? Raise your hand means close your mouths also. Okay, Priyasi, calm. What does calm mean? Extreme, strong desire for the body. Okay, next one. Muskan, Krodha. Krodha means anger. Okay, next one. Karimchan Prabhu. Lobha, greed. Okay, next one. Sahil Prabhu, you want to try? Moha. Okay, that's okay. Not chalega. Next to मैंने बता दी. What's it? Mad. Moha means what? Illusion. And mad means what? Pride. Pride, intoxicated pride. Mad, moha, and then matsarya. Matsarya means? Correct. Okay, now trick question. What did we cover in the session before that? Those who make notes, flick back. 6.5 and 6.6, that's what we did.
We discussed about the mind and how a conditioned mind can be a best friend and an unconditioned mind can be a
Yes, absolutely. We discussed about the mind and how mind can be a best friend or a worst enemy. In terms of the flow, we have studied what? Which chapter? What's the name of the chapter? Dhyana Yoga. So in that context of Dhyana Yoga, क्या चल रहा है? कृष्णा क्या बता रहे थे 6.5 or 6.6? He's talking about whom? Okay, let me come back. One step back. We discussed that there is an advanced yogi and there is a new beginner yogi. And then in one of the shloka, Krishna gives the name for both of these. Yog, Yoga Ruruksho, and Yoga Ruddha. Yoga Ruruksho is a beginner and Yoga Ruddha is an expert. Right? And then we match the 8 steps of Ashtanga Yoga to Yoga Rurukshu and Yoga Ruddha. You remember this?
Yes.
Little bit? Yeah, last session. So now, in 6.5 and 6.6, Krishna told what is the practice that a Yoga Rurukshu has to develop. Krishna says he has to control his mind. If you want to meditate in a jungle, in seclusion, alone, before you go to that place alone, you need to control your mind. That's what Krishna has explained. Why? Because if you go to that place for meditation, but your mind is still in the city, you're in the jungle, but your mind is still thinking about your wife or your girlfriend or your parents or your property or your degree or your dog, then how will you meditate? So first you have to get control over your mind, only then you can go to the jungle to meditate. So Sanya and Ram Prabhu recently published a shot on Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj's page. They serve and they manage Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj's page. In that he is saying that once he was in some South American country and he got lost. Chalte chalte beach pe he got lost. So then he had to take a detour and he had to go through a forest. And he said in that forest at least 200 mosquitoes were all over me. They were biting. I said, what is this peace? Why do I have to go to the forest for peace? And then if I'll be in the forest, my mind will be focusing on ये अभी शेर की आवाज आई, अभी भेड़िए की आवाज आई. How will I get peace? Then he says, but forest is better than the city because the animals in the city are even worse. Who are the animals in the city? Right? So for forest or city, the first step is you have to build control over your mind. Right? How to build this control over your mind? That's also given. The first stages of yoga,
Yeah.
first 5 stages: yam, niyam, asana, pranayama, pratyahara. If you do these 5 things slowly, Amsika or Shiv सोच चल क्या रहा है बस 2-3 minutes more because we're revising the last 2 sessions. We'll just 2-3 minutes. So when you do these 5 steps, then slowly you develop control over your mind. सृष्टि भी सोच रही है पता नहीं क्या है. So is it easy? Is it easy to do these 5 steps? Easy? No. So what's the solution? What's the solution that Prabhupada's giving? That Krishna is giving? Jnana Yoga versus Bhakti Yoga. Through Bhakti, you can do this easily. If you're always absorbed in loving devotional service to the Lord, then mind will automatically be under control. Because your mind is come. Why are you doing all the Dhyana Yoga? Why are you doing all the tapasya? Why are you going to Dhyan and Samadhi? So that you can connect with the Lord. But when you're serving, then you're already connected. You're already serving the Lord. Simple. So in these shlokas, Prabhupada repeatedly tells us how bhakti is supreme. And you don't need to go through these tough processes. Krishna explains, but he explains in chapter 6. And then in the chapters ahead, for 12 chapters, he will keep telling, no. All this is there, but don't do it. It's tough. Don't do it. Okay? So Gita, Krishna is telling about 4 types of yoga, but everywhere, out of these 4 types, he's telling the supremacy of one type. And that one type is that you can achieve everything that you get from other yogas through Bhakti Yoga. But he's also explaining what is Bhakti Yoga. Because we often get confused. Bhakti matlab Desh Bhakti, Modi Bhakti, Virat Kohli Bhakti. So again and again he repeats what is the definition of Bhakti. What is the definition of Bhakti? Service. Serving. Practical devotional service. Doing something practical for God. Something practical. Cooking for God. For Krishna. Singing for Krishna. Like all of you did. Unknowingly you did a service. I lured you all in. I said it is mantra, music, which you did service. Right? So this is. Now today we will do 6.7, 6.8, 6.9, 3 shlokas. We never do so many in a session. We'll do 3 shlokas today. All 3 shlokas talk about now the symptoms of an expert. A yogi who's already controlled his mind. Okay? So you ready for 3 shlokas? Which means next 2 hours today. Ready? Oh no. We'll wrap it up in half an hour. Okay? दृष्टि ने मुझे ऐसी नजरों से देखा शर्म नहीं आती 2 घंटे बिठाओगे आप. Okay, so we'll read one shloka and then we won't repeat all the shlokas in interest of time. I'm just going to open it. So we'll all open chapter 6, shloka number 7. Let's read shloka number 7 today. जितात्मना प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहिता शीतोष्णा सुख दुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयो जितात्मना प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहिता शीतोष्णा सुख दुःखेषु तथा मनापमानयो जितात्मना प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहिता शीतोष्णा सुख दुःखेषु तथा मनापमानयो to repeat?
Jitatmana
Jitatmana
prashantasya
prashantasya
Paramatma
Paramatma
samahita
samahita
Shitoshna sukha dukkeshu
Tatha mana pamanayo. One more person. Somebody else? Repeat. Jitatmana prashantasya Paramatma samahita Shitoshna sukha dukkeshu Tatha mana pamanayo. Who wants to read the translation? Translation? Tushti? Okay. Can somebody read the translation of the next shloka? Okay, Prayasi. Tulsi has volunteered on her behalf. Okay, text number 9. Who will read? Don't volunteer for others. Muskan. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, a lot happened. A lot just happened. Sab upar se nikle ekdam. Okay, so what we'll do is we're talking about an advanced yogi. One who's a yoga ruddha, not a yoga rudukshuna. So now here's an exercise that all of us will do together. In these 3 shlokas, 8 symptoms of an advanced yogi are mentioned. That's it. Don't get confused. There are 8 symptoms of an advanced yogi that Krishna is mentioning in these 3 shlokas. Now, one by one, you all will first go through text number 7, then 8, then 9. And you have to tell me what are these symptoms. 1 symptom per person, raise your hand. Okay, so let's start with text number 7. क्या symptom है एक advanced yogi के? What are the symptoms of an advanced yogi? What's the first one that you can see in shloka number 7? Arvind Charan Prabhu? He has conquered his mind. After eating one medium-sized Domino's pizza, he doesn't want another. He's like, हो गया है. Although it's there, free of cost, 1 + 1 free, but he doesn't eat. Of course, he's not eating Domino's medium-sized pizza. He's a yoga guru. He doesn't eat all this junk. But you get my point. He has control over his mind, right? If he gets angry, he doesn't blurt out anything like we do. You're the worst wife in the world. Doesn't blurt that out in anger. We do. You're the worst. My nephew is 7-year-old now. You're the worstest mother ever. He'll tell his mother when he's angry. So, advanced yogi has conquered the mind. Okay, second symptom. It's there in the shloka. You know English? Anshika? Okay. She said second part to nahi clear ho raha. Third wala bol rahi thi, but that's right. He's equipoised. He's equanimous. He doesn't get disturbed by happiness and sadness, by heat, by cold, by honor, by dishonor. हम लोगों को अगर थोड़ा सा जैसे अभी मैं क्लास में बोल दूं in this session, if I publicly say, I tell Gaurav, you've been coming for 5 sessions, what are you understanding? Yeah? What is this? Are you even attentive? I see you yawning, sometimes your phone, you're playing some YouTube videos. How will he feel after that? Absolutely rubbish. About me, about himself, about the world. Why? Because he's been dishonored. He can't take dishonor. And how badly do we want honor? We love praises. Just to start, we hate listening to others. We can't listen. We are poor listeners. Unless if you are praising me, go on for the entire day. Right? But this person, this Yoga Ruddha, doesn't get swayed away by honor or dismayed by dishonor. Okay? Second symptom done. 2 out of 7 done. Third, okay, has attained tranquility. Tranquility means peace. It's peaceful. बाहर ईरान यूएस की वॉर चल रही है, घर में मम्मा पापा की वॉर चल रही है. He's at peace. No matter what the external circumstances are, such a Yoga Ruddha is at peace. Okay, now 3 out of 7 done. Let's move to text number 8. What does text number 8 say? What is the symptom? Vamsika. That's right. This is tough, Vamsika. So if you get it right, then you'll get extra sweets. Okay, we'll give you half a mark for that. Try once more. I mean, you're not wrong. Why I say you're not wrong? Because you don't have context of the previous classes. So that's fine. But let's go for the next one. Try one more. After this. Satisfaction because of what? He's satisfied with knowledge and realization. Thank you, Vamsika. Can we clap for her? Let's give her some honor. But don't get swayed. Okay, so he's satisfied by knowledge and realization. What does this mean? Would somebody want to explain? He's satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. This is what we focus on today. Somebody want to explain? Okay, let's try Shiv first.
So I think that realization means that when we realize that we are in the city of permanence.
Okay.
So that's what the realization means.
Okay. Okay.
So we are satisfied with it.
Okay. Okay. Yes, thank you, Shiv. Anshika, want to try? You're right. You're not incorrect, but maybe not everybody will understand. You're right, for sure. Anshika, want to try? Yeah, okay. Simpler. Let's be simple. It's simple English word. He's satisfied by acquiring knowledge and realization. Keep it simple. Not a complicated name. Yeah. What does satisfied mean?
Conviction.
Huh?
That conviction with that knowledge.
Okay, everybody is complicating it a lot. Chahe
The desire to know about more things is not there.
the desire to do anything, to acquire anything, nothing is like knowledge मिल रही है मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. He's satisfied with knowledge and realization. Finish. मुझे और कुछ नहीं चाहिए जिंदगी में. Simple अंग्रेजी. Don't complicate. It's very simple. We don't need to interpret. He's just satisfied. I am satisfied with dal and chawal. What does it mean? I don't want dal makhni and gobi. I'm satisfied with this. Just like that. He's satisfied by the process of getting knowledge and realization. He's satisfied by coming to Gita classes on Saturday evenings. He's like, बस यही चाहिए मुझे जिंदगी में और कुछ हो ना हो. I'm satisfied. You get it? Simple English. He's just looking for knowledge, nothing else. Just satisfied with knowledge and realization. What is knowledge? What is realization? We'll come back. Okay? Okay, so how many done? 4 done. Okay? Next. Okay, let's give contagion. Is self-controlled. Okay, correct. First one is satisfied in this shloka. First one is satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge. Oh, was it there? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, okay. Correct. Duplicate हो गया. कभी कभी करते हैं भगवान. पूरी गीता में बहुत कुछ duplicate करते हैं. You're right. You're also right. Correct. Okay. One more from this shloka. कौन सा हो गया? No, this is different. He sees everything as the same. Pebbles, stones or gold. कोई है अपना सोना देके रोड़ी लेके आए बदरपुर रोड़ी सोना ले लो रोड़ी ले लो.
I think the difference between the two is the first, the previous one it was more about comfort, and this is more about the material desire.
Yeah, they're completely different. That's his response to circumstances. This is his response to objects. And the next ninth shloka is his response to people. Two different things. Everything material is the same for him. Gold, stone, pebbles. It doesn't matter. Which means it is not tempted by things. Right? He's not tempted by things. What's that? Very nice English scene. Anyhow. So yeah, that's the next one. So now 6 done. One more from this shloka. There's one line. You're missing something. Such a person is situated in transcendence. Transcendence. Such a person is situated in transcendence. Transcendence means while he is in this world, he is not of this world. He doesn't get, it's very similar to the last one, which is each same in honor, dishonor, fame, defame. He's living in the world. He's doing all his duties, but he's not attached. At all times, he's thinking of his spiritual pursuit, his spiritual goal. That's his focus. But chal raha hai, chal raha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives an example of this. He was once asked that by a grihastha, by a householder. I am a householder. I have so many things to do. I have to make money, then I have to save money. I have to run a business. I have to manage my parents. I have to manage my family. So with all of this, how can I always be absorbed in Krishna? So Mahaprabhu gave him such a beautiful answer. Don't take it literally. Mahaprabhu said, live like a married woman who has an extramarital affair. The Lord gives some examples. Like, इनके level पे आके इनको example देते थे. Live like a married woman who has an extramarital affair. When the woman has an extramarital affair, then at home she's always very nice. She's serving the husband very nicely, the family very nicely. But throughout the day, she's thinking of her paramour. She's thinking of her lover, whom she go and meet secretly. Don't try this at home. So like that, while you're in the world, such a person, on the surface you look like ये तो बड़ा अच्छा son है, ये तो बड़ा अच्छा employee है, ये तो सब कुछ बहुत अच्छे से करता है. But for that person, in the heart, he's always thinking of Krishna and how can I serve Krishna. Right? वो मीटिंग में बैठा होगा, ग्राफ दिखा रहा होगा, इधर लेके जाएंगे, 15% ग्रोथ अचीव करेंगे. But really in his heart, he's always thinking of Krishna. He's thinking, when will I go back? When will I serve my deities? When will I worship them? When will I go in a sangha, in association? When will I have prasad? When will I go to Puri? When will I register for Puri? Registrations are ending on 24th. It's always thinking like that. You get me? This is called situated in transcendence. And then ninth shloka talks about the last one, which is that such a person is also equal to everybody. So he looks at all objects equally. He is the same in all situations, but the toughest is the ninth shloka. Being same to everybody, being equal to everybody, even to his enemies. Like Yudhishthira Maharaj. He was equal even to his enemy. To Duryodhan also he was equal. He had so many opportunities to destroy Duryodhan. But he said, no, I'll follow Dharma. And at times he used to say, like for example, once Duryodhan was captured by Gandharvas when he was in the forest. And Bhima was saying, अच्छा हुआ, अच्छा हुआ, कर्मों के फल मिलने ही थे इसे, देखा मिल गए. What did Yudhishthira Maharaj say? He said, Bhim, he is our brother. घर के अंदर जो भी लड़ाई होती रहे वो घर के अंदर की है. अभी कोई बाहर वाला आ गया, तो बाहर वाले के लिए तो we are united. So he went and he said, no, we'll all go and we'll release him from the Gandharvas. For his enemy also, he was like, no, it's our duty to say. So like that. So,
I'm sorry, so
no.
there is this sense of equality.
Yes. But how is that possible? You can't do it artificially. You can only do this when you can see the soul inside every living entity. Only at the spiritual platform can you have an equal vision. Then you're not only equal to people, you're equal to animals also. Bhagavatam tells us about Jad Bharat. He's walking with the king's palanquin. The king is sitting in the palanquin. Palanquin क्या कहते हैं हिंदी में? Palki. देखा इंग्लिश में से? Palki. He's walking and there are ants. And he's trying to avoid killing the ants. The king is getting disturbed. He's like, you ants, they're the same for me. Living entity. How can I can't give pain to you. That's why I'm holding the palanquin. How can I give pain to these ants? So a person who develops spiritual vision, only that person can see everyone. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि जंगल चले जाओ, शेर भाई आजा, जपीपा. No. Vision is same, but उस बॉडी को उस बॉडी के हिसाब से ट्रीट करना. Right? Anyhow, so all these 8 symptoms, 7 in the first 2 shlokas, and then this is the 8th one, the 9th shloka. All these 8 symptoms can have more than one session for themselves. So we won't do it. We've covered a bit of them earlier. Some of them, most of them have been covered earlier. So today, what we'll do is we'll focus on one shloka. We won't do text 9. We won't discuss text 9. Can anybody tell why? Anybody who's been coming for the last 2 years? Why we won't discuss text 9? This is an important thing. For those who go to Bhagavatam, sometimes in Bhagavatam, like today who came? Sahil Prabhu came and Anvi came and Kriti came. So today they read so many shlokas. Why? Sometimes they'll read one shloka, sometimes they read so many shlokas. Why? Yes. Purport. Why purport? लास्ट वाले अगर श्लोका में purport नहीं होता, so they'll read more shlokas. Why do they do this? We will also follow that. Why? But translation तो है ही, explain तो कर ही सकते हैं. understanding is very close. If the acharyas have not explained something, we don't try to cross over them. If the acharya has not given a purport, then we maintain the etiquette. We maintain the etiquette of not commenting. Acharya has not commented, so I will also shut up. That's the etiquette. It's Vaishnava etiquette. So that's why we will not discuss much of text 9, although we have discussed it earlier, we will discuss it later. Text 7 also, there are many elements we'll discuss. We'll discuss text 8, and particularly Prabhupada is talking in this purport about one element of text 8. And that's what we will discuss. So who would want to read the purport? Any volunteers? Kriti? Everybody try to be attentive, try to read it attentively, because we'll just discuss the purport for next 10 minutes and then we're done.
All knowledge without realization of the supreme truth is useless. This is stated as follows. Atah Shri Krishna Namati Na Bhave Maya Sevo Namukshati Jivada Swayam Eva Smrute Adam. No one can understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality, and pastime of Shri Krishna, who is materially contaminated existence. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord are the transcendental name, form, quality, and pastimes of the Lord revealed. The examples of 1.5. This Bhagavad Gita is the science of Krishna consciousness. No one can become Krishna conscious simply by mundane scholarship. One must be fortunate enough to associate with a person who is in pure consciousness. A Krishna conscious person has realized knowledge by the grace of Krishna because he is satisfied with pure devotional service. By realized knowledge, one becomes perfect. By transcendental knowledge, one can remain steady in his conviction, but by mere academic knowledge, one can be easily deluded and confused by apparent contradictions. It is the realized soul who is actually self-controlled because he is surrendered to Krishna. He is transcendental because he has nothing to do with mundane scholarship. For him, mundane scholarship and mental speculation, which may be as good as gold to others, are of no greater value than pebbles or stones.
Hare Krishna. It's a really powerful purport. You have to read it again and again. Every line is gold. This gold we value. It's not like pebbles. So Prabhupada is explaining in this purport, I'll try to simplify it for everyone, the difference between knowledge and realization. एक चीज होती है नॉलेज जिसको कहते हैं ज्ञान, और एक चीज होती है रियलाइजेशन जिसको कहते हैं विज्ञान. ज्ञान and Vigyan. So look at the shloka. Can you find these two words in the shloka? 6.8. Can you see these two words? No, in the shloka. Sanskrit. Can you see these words?
Yes.
If you can see these words, raise your hand and try to wake you all up. Everybody is going slowly to sleep. Can you see the two words Gyan and Vijnana?
Yes.
Gyan, Vigyan. Gyan means?
Knowledge.
Vigyan means?
Realization.
What is the difference? Gyan or Vigyan? बहुत सिर्फ सिर्फ V का फर्क है. What's the difference? Applied knowledge. Okay.
When we apply the knowledge, the realization we
What is this realization? क्या मतलब होता है realization?
when we put theory in practice, we are actually doing what's written.
Okay. Technically it's fine, but in the spiritual realm, it's slightly different. जब हम बोलते हैं realization, self-realization, transcendental realization, what is this word realization? अनुभवी. हाँ, this is a nice way to explain. अनुभव, जिसने वो जो वो अनुभव कर रहा है. So more than practice, realization is more about experience. So we may say everybody is a soul. Every living entity is spiritual spark, soul. I am not this body, I am soul. Everybody is, these are all souls. But who is actually experiencing it? Who is actually looking everybody as this is not a female, this is not a body, this is not a dog, it's a living entity. Somebody may be reading, you have to be same in honor and dishonor, in fame and defamation, in happiness and distress. But who is experiencing it? Who is actually feeling equipoised in honor and dishonor? Such a person has realized this. You get it? Are you getting the difference? One who is experiencing is realized, and for one who is not experienced but is understanding it, that is jnana, that is knowledge. So there is a difference between knowledge and realization. Clear? Any doubt? Any question? Okay. Another way to look at it. All of us have knowledge that there is something which will be common to all of us. My favorite topic. What is that? Death. Death की बात तो करनी. So, once when all the Pandavas were almost dead, and Yamraj himself came to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And he said, I'll ask you 5 questions. If you answer these 5 to my satisfaction, your brothers will come alive. One of those questions was, Yamraj said, what is the most amazing thing in this world? What is the most amazing thing in this world? Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Burj Khalifa in Dubai. India Gate in Delhi. No. You know what did Yudhishthira Maharaj say? He said the most amazing thing in this world is that every day, around everyone, people are dying. But still we think that I shall remain. We live like I shall remain. Right? It's very important to get my degree because I have to earn money, because then I have to make a house, then I have to get a car, and then more houses, and then more cars, and then for my kids, and then all of this will. So, इसमें कभी death तक कोई बोलता है क्या? कोई बोलता है? And then I will die. Is anybody thinking like that? Nobody reaches that point. You're planning for the future. Everybody is planning for the future. We go till old age also sometimes. Old age में मेरा एक देहरादून में हॉलिडे होम होगा, फार्म हाउस होगा, उसमें 2 कुत्ते होंगे, बनोफी और पाए, बनोफी पाए. Like that we are all planning retirement. But that's we don't go there. Old age भी बहुत खुशी से निकलेगी, पर निकल के जाओगे कहाँ? No, that's the most amazing thing. Now, everybody has knowledge of this, but nobody has realization. You get the difference? You don't need to read the Bhagavad Gita to know that you will die. Everybody in the world has knowledge, but nobody has realization. And Yudhishthira Maharaj says, this is the most amazing. Once there was a king. He said, I will give a special award. I will give half of my treasury to the person who can tell me what is that one thing which can make you happy when you are sad and can make you sad when you are happy. What is that one thing which can make you happy when you are sad and can make you sad when you are happy? Somebody said, marriage. Then a person came to the king. He said, I found it. He said, what? He said, I've got a ring for you. He's like, ring? Ring? He said, see. He Said, always wear this ring, dear king. So the king looks at the ring, and the ring has on it the text, this too shall pass. When you're happy, look at the ring. This happiness too shall pass. When you're sad, look at the ring. As soon as you're happy and you say, I am in Disneyland, Florida, and I'm on a nice roller coaster, and then I'm like, this too shall pass. I'll have to go back home to make breakfast, lunch, dinner, go to the office. This too shall pass. Right? Now, all of us have this knowledge of this too shall pass, but we need a ring to realize it. You get the difference between knowledge and realization? When you're experiencing spiritual knowledge at every moment, it's realization. Right? Okay? Now, all of you coming, you're reading the Gita, but realization is a little slow. For some, it's fast. For some, it's slow. For some, it doesn't exist. In either case, you're trying. That's really good. That's commendable. But would you want to know how I can increase the speed of my realization? The knowledge to everybody is getting here. Right? You want to know? Okay. So Prabhupada is explaining in the purport. When you read the purport again at home, read it carefully. He's explaining. First, he says at the opening of the purport, with the shloka from Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhave grahamendriya sevon mukhe hi jivado swayam eva spurati atha. There are two key words here. One is sevon. Sevon means seva. Seva means service. Only when you serve the devotees and the Lord, then what will happen? The second important word is spurati. Spurati means automatically. So in the shloka, Atha Shri Krishna Namadi. Krishna and Krishna's name are the same. They are not different. Do you have realization? No. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi. Na bhave grahamendriya. You can't understand this. Then what? Sevon mukhe hi jiva. When you will do service, then spurati yada, automatically you will start realizing this. So all the knowledge will come alive when you do service. That's why we push you so much. Take up a service. We are creating services. Guru Prasad Maharaj, when he came for the Abhishek, so before the Abhishek, he came here for 15-20 minutes. That's when we told him, Maharaj, this is your YouTube channel. He said, oh, there's a YouTube. I didn't even know there is a YouTube channel that exists. In my name, it says Guru Prasad Swami Official. We said, oh, I didn't know there is a YouTube channel that exists in my name. He doesn't need it. Why have we created it? So that all of us can serve. We are creating services for you. It's up to you to raise your hand. There's so many services. Please serve. Please take up services. Otherwise, knowledge will be dry, realization will not happen. 3-4 weekends, Drishti, Kriti, Muskan, Vidushi, they've been going at the temple, spending their Sundays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Why? Service. Only then you will enjoy. And you can, if you just observe this carefully, you will see those who are in this session only, in this tiny group only, those who are enjoying bhakti, you will see all of them are doing service. You will see it on your own. Just look around and observe. Who loves attending these sessions? Who's going to every yatra? Who's raising his hand for everything? That person must be doing service. And the one who's not doing service, that person will be pushing himself a lot, trying a lot, but baat nahi manti. It's like neutral pe gaadi hai and you're pressing the accelerator. क्या होता है? बस आवाज आती है. But service is like the gear. So please serve. There are so many services. We are just waiting for you to say, give me some service. So many services. And services that will align with your nature. Whatever you like. We can create a service with you. You'll say, I like dancing. We'll create a dancing service for you. Don't worry. We have enough and more services. The temple is waiting. There are 2,000 families to be managed for the Lord. There's more lot of service. Okay? So first point is clear. How does knowledge get translated into realization? Through and I can think of one very beautiful Prabhupada pastime. Once Prabhupada was on a morning walk with his disciples. And then one of the senior sannyasis for Shiv and Vamsika, Samat knows Prabhupada. This man is Prabhupada. Okay? This gentleman, his name is Prabhupada. The Gita you're reading, he's written all the commentary on it. So we're understanding the Gita only because of his efforts. Right? And he's the founder of ISKCON. Of course, he's not in this world anymore. But his books are being read and his legacy is just crazy, amazing. We'll talk about that on some other day. But he was on a morning walk with some really senior sannyasis. And then one sannyasi said, Prabhupada, there is this devotee, full day is in the temple and he keeps reading. And he is doing nothing for the temple. No service. We need so many men. There is so much to do. He just sits and reads. Prabhupada is like, oh, so you have a problem if he's reading my books? Then they're embarrassed. No. They got their answer. Prabhupada kept walking. And then after 30 seconds, Prabhupada stopped. And he said, but if he's reading my books sincerely, he will start serving. He will start serving. He'll understand books are knowledge. And if I want realization, I'll have to serve. Yeah? Okay. Now the second thing, these are the only two things we need to convert knowledge into realization. The second thing that Prabhupada mentions in the purport is association. Sangha. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kahe. Love Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi. You cannot do it alone. You cannot do it alone. You cannot do it alone. You have to be in association. Be in association of devotees. Be in association of saints. When there's a Bhagavatam in the temple and some stalwart is coming, come and hear. Take their association. Then your knowledge will get turned into realization. Like sometimes when I go to the temple and I come back from the morning program, I feel such surcharge after that association. Although मैं उधर थका हुआ, so you wake up at 3:30. Sometimes you sleep at 11 and you wake up at 3:30. So I'm tired. My mind is running here and there. But when I'm on my way back, every time in the car, I'm getting wild thoughts like, not wild thoughts, beautiful thoughts. Why am I doing this job? I can dedicate my life to Prabhupada. It would have been nice to be a brahmachari, but Grihastha brahmachari is also nice. No problem. That surcharge happens in association. It will happen. Once Aditya Prabhu asked me, why do you make all these reels in your cars? Aditya Prabhu asked me or somebody asked me. And the reason for that is because I'm in my car when I'm returning from the temple from the morning program. The surcharge is so high, things flow automatically. Realizations happen automatically because you've just come from very strong sanghas. So you need seva and you need sangha to convert knowledge into realization. Otherwise, Prabhupada is explaining, you will be having mundane academic scholarship. You can get degrees. There are degrees within ISKCON, there are degrees outside of ISKCON. You know, you can do PhD in Gita and all of that. Not only in India, outside India also. OCHS, OHS, Oxford Hindu College. What is that? OCHS, Oxford College for Hindu Studies. You can go there, get a PhD in Gita. But what will that be? Mundane academic knowledge. If still you don't serve and you're not in association of a pure devotee, you will not have realizations. So maximize your sangha, maximize your seva, you will have realizations, bhakti will be super easy, you will love it, and you will easily go back. It will be easy, you will love your life, promise. Even if you don't know where your next meal is going to come from, still you will be happy. Still you will be happy. Such is the potency of this process. I don't want any of you, don't get me wrong, I keep discouraging you from money. I'm saying even if that happens, that's the worst for all of us. Not for this generation. Money means everything for this generation. That's how we've been brought up. So that's why I'm just showing you the worst. Okay? Cool. That's it. So we'll take questions, thoughts, comments, if any. If nothing, then I can tell you a nice podcast. Thoughts, questions, comments, additions? Nothing?
This was a question which I wanted to ask last time as well. So, before we came here, we were with Krishna. We were in his company. And when we are with Krishna, we are in bliss. We are happy. So, how, because
How come we came here?
how come
$1 million
can we,
question. Million. Prabhupada never answered this directly. He always said something like, घर में आग लगी है. अब ये ढूंढना मन करो आग कैसे लग गई. आग लगी है ना, पता है बाहर का रास्ता क्या है, बाहर है. Don't get stuck है, ये आग लगी कैसे है. It will come and it will engulf you and you will burn. Move ahead, get out of the fire. That it's not very important how it did it happen then. So Prabhupada never answered it directly. But he said back to Godhead. Back means what? To go back when you've come from somewhere. The jiva has free will. Conditioned soul has tendency to lord over material nature. As soon as that tendency is awakened, he gets to experience lording over material nature. Once he realizes this is not what I'm cut out for, it doesn't happen. Chapter 15, Purushottam Yoga, that we are reading every day. Natad bhasyate suryo nashashankao napavaka yad gatvana nivartante tadham paramam. Once he comes back to me, he doesn't come again. Okay? Very heavy. Any thoughts, questions, additions?
you said about money, can you elaborate? Like money is important.
Yes.
But there are facts.
We're all at different stages in our spiritual journey. When we begin our spiritual journey, it's only natural to be attached to comforts and money. So for beginners, Krishna tells, practice Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? Put your effort for money, but be detached. Effort karo. Be detached. And it's so obvious. What can you do beyond effort? Don't go crazy over it. And then whatever you get, you offer it to me. Some portion you can offer, 1% you can offer, 0.5%. Something you can do with that money for Krishna, little bit. So you purify your money that way. So Krishna says, chapter 3, yes, you do that. Just by doing that, you will get so purified that you will lose your desire for excessive money. then slowly you will lose the desire for comforts. Then your life's goal will automatically become Krishna. So it really depends where you are on your spiritual journey. So a practitioner must be cognizant of the fact that he or she shouldn't do anything artificially. And thus it is very important to be under guidance. Because Josh mein, you may say, I'm going to leave everything. Prabhupada is saying, leave everything. But Prabhupada is writing for the beginner also, for the expert also. Krishna is speaking for the beginner also, for the expert also. Krishna in conclusion of the Gita says, Sarva Dharma Paryattaja. Leave everything. Just come to me. So then like Krishna is saying, leave everything, I will leave. Then that's like a yoga rurukshu artificially trying to be a yoga rukta. Then you will regret later. So be under guidance. If you have need for money, if you want money, if you feel like, yeah, I want to enjoy, no problem. Just dovetail it with Krishna. Just somehow that desire to make money of luxuries, of comfort, just slowly try to see, okay, how can I use a part of it for Krishna? Krishna will appreciate immensely. It's your that is your bhakti. Krishna will then give you natural detachment. Let it be a natural process. Okay, so don't do artificial. You like money, chill out, one, use it a little bit for Krishna, no problem. Now all of this also don't neglect Krishna. Don't get so obsessed with money that you forget that you will die. शॉर्ट टर्म एंड लॉन्ग टर्म दोनों देखना ना शॉर्ट टर्म में मनी चाहिए लॉन्ग टर्म में मरना है तो लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए भी थोड़ी प्रिपरेशन करो ना इंश्योरेंस लेके रखी है बुढ़ापे के लिए ग्रेचुइटी है पीएफ है फलाना है सब कुछ कर रहे हो तो पीएफ के बाद के स्टेज के लिए भी कुछ कर लो टाइम निकाल लो कृष्णा विल लुक एट दैट फ्रॉम दैट ही विल पुल यू ऑटोमेटिकली बट यू हैव टू जस्ट डू लिटिल इज दैट ओके राइट दिस इज सेशन एनीथिंग एल्स
Pastor,
want to know what if others beat you up later. As I was thinking in last few sessions, we haven't discussed any Prabhupada pastor. So I was trying to find one. And I found one very interesting related to today's sloka. How he was transcendental, how in any situation he was looking at how can Krishna be served. So in Chasing Rhinos with the Swami, volume 1, Sham Sundar Prabhu mentions that he was a drug dealer. He was a drug dealer. So once after his consumption of drugs, he was found on the top of a tree. And the police found his car. And in his car they found many nice things. So they of course confiscated his car, confiscated him. And then there was a court hearing, etc. All that was going on. Police was saying he's guilty. He was saying I'm not. And then while the court hearings were going on, Prabhupada came in his life and he joined the movement. And he was such a drug dealer that he was so addicted that he left drugs. But even after coming into the movement, he would smoke. He was a carpenter also. He knew carpentry. So Prabhupada told him, can you carve Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani? The first ever Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani of ISKCON were carved by Sham Sundar Prabhu. They're still there. You can go in London. Radha London Ishwara. They're there. He was carving on his roof. Prabhupada came. On Jagannath's head, one cigarette stick was kept. Prabhupada with his stick flicked it away. So then he told Prabhupada that this happened. My background is this. So my court hearing is due. Tulsi, reading this, you've read this? You're reading this part. No. Sorry. Spoiler, yeah. So he said court hearing is there and I may get jailed. So Prabhupada said, jailed for what? For dealing in drugs. Prabhupada said, even I dealt in drugs. Prabhupada is a pharmacist. Oh, that's funny. Then he said, for how many months? He said, maybe a few months, maybe like 100 days, 3 months. I said, okay. Prabhupada is so transcendent. He's saying, don't worry. When Haridas Thakur was in jail, Haridas Thakur preached to all the inmates. And he told all the inmates, you're so lucky, don't come out of the jail. बाहर की दुनिया पागल है. रंग दे बसंती, Amir Khan says a dialogue, no, like that. When I was in college, Rang De Basanti was our movie. He says, वो कॉलेज की दीवार के उस पार जिंदगी तुम्हें नचाती है, कॉलेज की दीवार के इस पार तुम, something like that. He says. Anyhow, we should not compare Amir Khan with Prabhupada. So Prabhupada gives him the example of Haridas Thakur, and he says, Haridas Thakur did it. You go there, you preach, you continue chanting. What's the problem? So then you know what did Prabhupada do? He said, Malati was Shyam Sundar Prabhu's wife, get me some foil from the kitchen. Malati got him foil. When Prabhupada looked at his dhoti में thread होता है bottom में. He broke that thread. He took it out. Then he took the foil. He made balls out of the foil. He took the thread through the balls and he made beads. He taught Shyam Sundar Prabhu how you should make beads in the jail. Because jail में माला थोड़ी ना ले जाने देंगे. He taught this. And then Shyam Sundar Prabhu got jail. And he was alone. Wife was also involved in all this planting. That time they were not wife and husband. Prabhupada was sick, so he had to come back to India to recuperate for 6 months. At that time, Shyam Sundar Prabhu went to jail. He's in jail. He's like, my foil kaise la? Prabhupada ne foil se kaha. So this person who used to smoke while carving Jagannath Baldev's deities, what is the potency of this process? You see, that person to the jail inmates, he said, can you give me your cigarette boxes? From those cigarette boxes, he took out the foil. And he made those balls. From his mattress, jail mattress, he took out a thread. He made beads. Full day for 100 days he used to chant. This is the potential for Prabhupada. And then he's there, he's chanting, Krishna will reciprocate. Krishna will reciprocate. It was in the jail that this thought occurred to him. Now, what's the biggest thing in the world right now? I want to do something big for Prabhupada. And then this thought struck him. Right now, music is big and Beatles is big. He said, I'm going to go to Beatles. And then the rest is history. Beatles sang, George Harrison sang. It was the #1 album, Hare Krishna. The world knew about it. It started from this jail. And actually, he preached to the inmates. He started making these cigarette foil beads for inmates also. And they were also. So Prabhupada was so transcendent, he converted the situation of the jail into how you can be Krishna conscious in the jail. So of course, Shyam Sundar Prabhu then went on to do amazing things for Srila Prabhupada. For that, you have to read Chasing Rhinos with the Swami, volume 1, 2, 3. It's a really good book. Please read. In January, I went to London. Over there, everywhere, in both the temples, volume 3 was kept. And I just started reading volume 1. I said, volume 3, kaun padega, come on, aega, and I didn't buy it. And then I came back in 2 months, I finished volume 1. It is a thick books. I finished volume 1, I finished volume 2. There's such thrillers. I finished it, and then volume 3, it's available nowhere. It's only in UK. Somebody is coming from UK in June, and they bought it for me. So it will come. But it's an amazing thriller. तुलसी बिल्कुल किताबें नहीं पढ़ती. अगर वो चीजिंग राइनोस पढ़ रही है तो सोच लो क्या thriller है. Okay, we'll end here. Thank you very much. We'll have Prashad now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki